It's been a minute.
Well, I remember exactly what happened. First off, we went to, we had split up, and then Lana was hanging out with Roz, who decided to take a nap, and then Lana came to save us because she's like, I can't leave them alone. Why would they do that? And so we, Maritza, Rivera, and Ollie were at a, I don't know if it's a currently active,
No,
like,
it's
asylum
abandoned.
of any abandoned. Okay, but there's like a doctor and stuff in it, so I like assume it's like
It's research people.
Research
Yeah.
people. They're historical preservationists that are trying to
yeah, that's okay.
preserve it.
Cool. Yeah, so we went to go see this old, what was once an insane asylum, and then while we were walking around, we saw a bunch of weird, like runic shit on some or in some of the rooms. Rivera said, "Deal with it." Ollie was like, "Okay." Started to melt it. Then saw a purple thing. Chased it. Lost track of the purple thing, but found Lana, who was very upset, which Ollie didn't understand why. And then they reconvened with the group. Ollie also saw a bunch of, at one point, like book devils.
Mm-hmm.
Just like book. I hesitate to call them eidolons because eidolons have a very like elemental-ish type of shape and vibe, and these were literally just books flapping about the room like bats or spiders or something. They were like bat
Skitterings.
bugs.
They don't fly. They crawl.
Yeah, and Ollie was like, I don't know what to do with that about that. I can't just start swinging, right? And so he went to go find Lana, who said don't. And then he's like, okay, let's ask Rivera. And Rivera's like, no, don't. And then Marisa was like, hey, what about these other rooms with all this other stuff? And Rivera's like, oh yeah, and it has like 6 visions because I forgot to mention those. We had them all at once in my recap, which was crazy. We learned quite a bit about Rivera's old crew. And then eventually, the dude who was giving the tour was like, hey, you're all really fucking suspect. Can you please leave? And we're like, do we have to? And he's like, yes. And then we called an Uber and left. But intended completely to just come back at some point and muck about. We just didn't tell him that. We went back to the hotel. Lana gave everyone a little bit of a lecture in personal responsibility and accountability. And some of us kind of ignored it and went to go smoke a cigarette, and the others, Roz, were like, okay, that makes sense. I say lecture, it was really like a 1 to 2 sentence, like, hey, can we please...
I don't remember having Lana give a lecture.
Yeah, it wasn't really a lecture, it was really much just like a, hey, please don't do that. Please be more informative about what's going on, when and where, so we can all agree. And then everyone else was like, yeah, okay. And then Ollie and Rivera went off to smoke and be sad about time displacement. And Maritza was like, I'm gonna watch TV, I guess. I can't really remember what Maritza did. Sorry. But I remember she was just kind of vibing.
I think she was trying to incite violence between Roz and Lana.
Okay.
Wait, what?
And Roz also discovered the effects of what she has done. Which you do have written down still, yes, Iris?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Roz tapped into the Elder God and fucked
The
that
Elder
up.
God
And,
tapped
like,
back.
Why you shouldn't fuck with the Elder God.
Just making
No.
sure it's.
You did
I
good.
can't access life abilities. Essentially, correct?
Yeah, it's your plant abilities, it's the plant growth and the vine one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember Ollie went and got a potted plant from the hallway and then had to go
Yeah.
put it back.
That was the whole thing.
Oh yeah, Rivera got a kid because she started smoking. And now she vapes.
Now she vapes.
I
Like,
remember
oh,
that.
Jesus
Vapes.
Christ.
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, let me delete my notes from last session.
Why?
Because I didn't take notes. You took notes last session.
Did I take them in your notes?
Well, yeah, you did.
Okay, cool. I thought
Yeah,
I thought when you said delete your notes, I was like, wait, why?
Because I have
tried so
approximately
hard.
a paragraph of my notes.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Fair.
we're deleting mine. We're keeping yours. Is what I meant. But we had
Gotcha.
like 2 notes for the same session. One paragraph long, the other hell of a lot more detailed.
All right. So you all, if I remember correctly, into the last session, decided that you were going to kind of all head to bed and rest and recover, and meet back up late evening, nighttime, with the intention of going back to the asylum at the very least.
That's what I recall.
So we will start there. All of you have gotten a couple hours to sleep and relax and fuel up however you feel that you need to, and you all are meeting again in somebody's room to discuss and plan and move forward.
Okay. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I imagine Lana just collected everyone.
Lana is team leader, more or less.
Nah, you say that. No one fucking listens to her.
Told you.
That's
That's pinnacle team leader.
That's sort of the that's kind of the unfortunate circumstance of being team leader is everyone sort of recognizes you as like a group authority in some way, but not everyone listens to you at any one time.
Like, she did not ask to be leader.
Oh yeah, I know. It was foisted upon her.
Like,
100%. 100%. Lana was not like, oh yeah, I'll be the leader, and everyone's like, we agree. Everyone was just like, I don't know what to do. Everyone looks at Lana simultaneously. And then it's the why me, and everyone's like, what do we do? And it's like, you didn't answer my question. He's like, we don't care.
But old girl
didn't
got a
answer
negative
ours.
1 in mental, so
she's got a 0 in mental.
Yeah, Ollie's working with much the same sort of tool set here.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
oh, what now?
Alright. Fucking Lana, apparently inflicted with fucking group leader, would probably collect everyone. She's like, okay, get up. We should probably meet in my room. Go over everything. That's the meeting place. She has like a couple bottles of water. As the meeting beverages must stay hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just heading back to the asylum, right?
We should probably figure out what we're gonna do when we're there. Any ideas? I'll take like one.
Ollie
So-
raises his
I can
hand.
distract the bookworm.
The what?
The historian.
We're going in when it's light out, so he's not gonna fucking be there, right? Like, he's not sleeping at the place.
Wait, pause. It's the next day though, right?
No,
Or
it's
is this like
nighttime.
the middle of the night?
Night.
Oh, it's okay. I thought we went to bed. Okay.
You guys
No,
did.
well,
You
we
guys
took a
did go
nap.
to bed for like a little bit, but it was like 2 or 3 hours, not
Yeah.
an entire day.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Nap and recharge time.
Nap time.
Gotcha.
Mhm. Yeah, nap time is very important. So, like, I'd hope he's not there, but if he is, he's all yours. If he is there, that's another issue. But like for him. Okay, any ideas what we should do when we're there? Like, do you just want to walk around again? What did you guys find?
Did you guys see if there was maybe like security or anything?
That's a good point. Was there security? If there's security, that's another issue.
I didn't see no one. Wait.
There were other people, but I don't think were they security guards?
No, it was other researchers and
That's what I thought. Okay.
construction
Yeah.
people. And
Yeah.
Like people who were helping refurbish, but not like a
Mhm.
dude in a security uniform.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
like this place isn't a bank.
I feel like we've robbed one of those before.
What? think you
don't
fell asleep when I was watching Leverage.
Uh,
I think I'm more afraid of the ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts are a thing. And again, what did you guys find? What do you want to go back there for? You know, share with the class. You two looks at Rivera and Maritza of like, what the fuck are we going back there for?
I have no idea.
There were some weird, spooky sigils on the walls.
Yeah, and I
Inside
started to
some of the
write one,
rooms.
and then you told me that I wasn't supposed to do that. He crosses his arms.
Well, we didn't really have time with the good doctor breathing down our necks.
I got about halfway done, so.
Yeah, but we don't know what it does.
Only one way to find out.
It's true. So we all go, we investigate without the babysitter and figure out from there, I guess. Just wing it.
We also above table, Ollie did mention the book spiders. Because
Yes.
he wanted permission to kill them, and you all said no. So Ollie will hold up a hand and be like, "What about those little spooky crawlies? Those things."
Well, if they're eidolons, like, we should deal with them. At the very
Let's hire
least.
an exterminator.
We are the exterminator.
Ollie like raises an eyebrow, and Maritza just like, "Who think I am? I'm a fucking exterminator."
Just try not to make collateral damage, because the place is already falling apart. At least that's what I assume.
Yeah. Yeah. Ollie, can you like control your fire, or is it just like once it's out there, it's out there? This should be important to know.
DM, my understanding of it is very firebending-y, where it's just, I make it, and then it's just gone. It just is out there doing its fiery thing.
Generally, yes.
Ollie holds up two fingers, goes, second one.
Okay, cool. We should probably bring water. Because
Oh,
the book
Like a
side of
bucket?
things- probably more. We'll look around for something. We'll figure it out. I'll bring a fire extinguisher. It's fine. Because the book things were with a bunch of books, which I think might be important. So bring a little fire extinguisher. It'll be fine. Just, don't miss.
Ollie kind of scratches his chin for a second, and then goes, "Hey, what are the odds that we could actually read one of them? Like, what if they're, like, actually a book?"
If you want to try to find that out, it's up to you. I'm not going to judge you or stop you. Good luck.
Is there a fire extinguisher in the hotel room?
Let's
Yeah.
not steal the hotel fire extinguisher, which is almost certainly pinned to an alarm.
Yeah, let's just pick one up. Just go find
Why
one.
don't we just not bring a fire extinguisher?
Ollie's okay with that.
If it's coming to the point where fire is necessary, an extinguisher ain't gonna cut it.
Honestly, fire
Ollie-
will purify the whole place.
I will say also for the record, Ollie can like fight without using fire and still be effective, but when he uses his fire, it is like 50% in control and 50% out of control.
Yeah, I just like the flavor of Lana now keeping a fire extinguisher on her, like a portable one.
I mean,
Like,
that
okay,
tracks.
fight's over. Starts spraying down on Ollie.
Everyone good? Yeah, that tracks. I just wanted to make sure that it's like we're not power gimping Ollie to a large degree by saying
Oh,
like,
no,
okay,
no. It's
no
the
fire.
aftermath of Ollie that Lana wants to deal with. Just have a portable fire extinguisher and just spray him down.
When Ollie gets a little too angry and starts like actually steaming, just like pull out the fire extinguisher and spray him in the face.
Yep. So that's what I mean by this. I don't mean to take away Ollie's fire. I mean to deal with the fire after it's already out.
Okay,
Well, yeah.
so we'll give it one.
Yeah, pick one up real quick. Walmart has everything.
But so we're going?
Yeah, everyone have everything?
Oh, I was muted. Fuck.
Yes.
Oh.
I was trying to say. I don't know if it's. I mean, if they are, I don't. Like, they work similar to how the plants were. I guess you would technically be able to read the book if you really wanted to.
I want to see if I can read one of them then. He, like,
You'd have
starts,
to cleanse it first, though.
he like waves his hand dismissively, like, yeah, that's the easy part. I can fucking cleanse a book. Problem.
That the story. Yeah.
Puts a hand on his chin. Maybe.
Or you can't read something that's destroyed.
Well, I won't burn it. But I could give it a good whack. You know. And then she just makes like a poof gesture with pages going everywhere. Like gesturing like he could hit it, break it into a million pieces, but not set it on fire. And he's like, you could read his scraps.
Oh my god, what if it's like what's that movie? Snapping her fingers. Like the second Harry Potter. What if it's like that book?
Just raises an eyebrow at her.
It turns to Maritza and Roz.
Hmm. But do they fly?
Oh, that's a good question.
No, they like skit along the ground.
Well, I mean, we could find out when we get there, I guess.
Who knows? Maybe they're not even monstrous right now.
Yeah.
Like reverse vampires.
Yeah.
Wait, are vampires a nighttime thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know they can't go out during the day, but I figured that they could. There's just like no sun if they're under an umbrella or something, or indoors during the daytime. It's not like only nighttime.
Blink. Blink.
Let's get going.
We have a mission.
Yeah, we have a mission. Roz, you sure you good to go?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay, cool. Let's go before I start thinking about more stupid movies.
Do we need, or do we have like flashlights and shit?
I mean, I'll say that you guys have flashlights. It's not.
Okay. I was gonna say,
Okay.
like, if we're gonna make a stop to a store, we are going to purchase at a minimum flashlights for everyone, the little handy dandy fire extinguisher just in case things get a little burny.
Hmm.
Ollie will also buy a baseball bat, a wooden baseball bat.
Hell yeah.
To discourage his use of fire, he will use that.
Marito would buy like a little travel-sized bottle of tequila.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, from
Yeah.
Walmart.
Group off-screen group shopping trip real quick. We have whatever mundane item.
Oh my god. If there's any other mundane little knickknacks to grab.
First aid kit?
A crochet kit.
No, first aid kit.
Oh, first
I-
aid kit.
I also heard crochet and I was like, okay, I don't know where this is going, but
Yeah, a first aid kit. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Interested in seeing how Roz fucking knits her way out of an idol on flame.
I'm gonna make him a sweater that's too tight and he's not gonna be able to move.
You may take my vines, but you may not take my yard.
Oh
Oh
gosh.
man.
Alright. So, mundane items purchased.
Mhm.
You all head towards the asylum. And it is very late by this point. And when you tell the poor Uber driver that you have managed to rope into this to head towards an abandoned asylum in the middle of the night, he is very confused and very concerned. He does not
Ghost hunters.
argue because you are paying decent money with the Uber trip, but you get the distinct impression that he's not particularly thrilled to be dropping you guys off here. And as you come up to the front of the mansion, everybody except Roz will recognize the exterior of it and see that the big iron gates to the yard area have been closed and locked with a chain around them. As you kind of scan the area and look around for a minute, all of the cars that were parked out front are gone. And the entire place seems eerily quiet. As you look up towards the building itself, in the darkness, surrounded by trees and forests, that is the land that belongs to the mansion. It feels much larger than it did during the daytime. But as you slowly kind of walk your way up the rest of the drive towards the iron gates, you all still get the distinct impression that even though there's no cars here, even though you don't see anything or hear anything, that there's other things here. Things you can't quite put your finger on.
Ollie cracks his neck and puts the bat over his shoulder and just looks at everybody else. Goes, "Yo, come in," and just reaches in his pocket, takes out a flashlight, and starts walking towards the door.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Need.
Yes.
I assume we can just jump the fence, right?
The fence itself is very tall. It's a big iron fence. You can try to climb it if you would like. You can try to
yes.
climb over a different portion of the wall down the way a bit.
Question.
Mhm.
This front gate here,
Mm-hmm.
is it like this is an old place, so I imagine is the fence like a traditional kind of like steel wiring fence with a chain and a padlock keeping it closed?
Yeah, it's the big old iron gate.
If I were to remove, if there is a chain and padlock that can be removed, or
Yes,
is there a chain and padlock?
There is. I think I said that in my description a second ago.
Okay. So can I just have Ollie grab the padlock and just start to try and melt it?
That's gonna take a lot of heat, my friend. You can try.
It might be easier to grab the chain.
It'll take a slightly less heat, but you can try.
He's gonna give it a shot, because if he can break that and then just get rid of the evidence, then it will look like somebody just snipped the chain and ran in. But
So I will let you roll. This is just with your fire, so it would be a mystical.
know what? I'm putting points in next. Yeah. Yeah, I got 6.
Seeing this, Maurice will try to climb the fence.
Oh, that was your first mistake, Cody. You can't
Roll.
climb in this fucking set.
Roll a physical.
Hmm.
Hey. Better
It's
than we did.
not graceful by any means. There's a couple moments where you try to put your foot on something thinking you're going to be able to, like, easily put your toes on a little decoration and climb your way up and over, but your foot slips and you just kind of, like, slide down a couple of inches. That little, like, squeak of skin on metal. But you manage to get up and over and land, again, just a little bit of a roll, but without injuring yourself.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Okay. Climb the fence. Yeah, I'll just climb this wall. No flashbacks to a few weeks ago here. You know,
Not at all.
just don't speak about it. It was fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna climb this wall. No big deal. Right? Right. Here we go. Told you.
With
You make it look so easy.
much more grace than Maritza, you managed to just go up and over, landing maybe a little bit less prettily than you'd like, but still without the roll that Maritza had to do.
Yeah, could Lana stay at the top and help the next people over?
Yeah, you can give everybody else a +1 to try and get over.
Hell yeah.
I guess I'll go next.
I'll give, since Ollie heating up the lock didn't work, he'll set the bat down and put his hands together and give Roz a boost.
Can I just use my metal / hardlight ability to just make a ramp like I would make a shield and just walk up it?
Yeah. You would like to.
I'm just gonna do that.
Just trying to help Roz up and on the
As-
side.
With
Metal
Ollie,
ramp.
you get a +2 on your roll, Iris.
Okay.
Nice.
That'll put
Hey,
you
plus
into a full success.
11. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Boost from Ollie pushes her up halfway. Lana grabs her the rest of the way.
Thanks, guys.
I guess if there's a ramp, Ollie will just walk up the ramp.
Yep.
How high is the fence?
It's a good 10-foot fence or so, 10, 12-foot fence.
How big of a thing can you make, Piper?
It does not have a functional limit. It just says I can make it.
Which translates to, however, up until the DM says that's bullshit, and she has to figure out something else.
Alright. So
Yep.
into the
Okay.
place.
Cool. Up and over. Flashlights on. Let's go. This is a lot spookier than I remember.
It's because it's
Well,
a
it is
night.
night.
Well,
Jinx.
yeah, but besides that, there's bad vibes.
Ollie nods and will kind of kick the bat up over his shoulder again, and he'll put the light in between his teeth and turns so that he's able to swing the bat once the door opens, and he'll look at someone and be like, kind of nod towards the door.
Maritza will try to open the door.
The doors themselves don't seem to be locked, partially because the doors are still kind of being fixed from what you can tell. And as the doors, these wide oak doors, just kind of swing into this reception area, there's nothing on the other side. It's completely dark inside. However, as soon as the doors kind of settle, you do hear skittering somewhere inside the building.
Ew.
That's awesome. Love it.
So I do need to know what the general marching order is going to be.
Maritza would have stepped inside first.
Ollie will be
Uh,
like directly behind Maritza in like a straight line.
Lana will be directly in front of Roz.
And then I guess Roz is behind Lana.
And the tank will be in the back.
Smart.
What? Why? Why? Put Rivera on the map.
I
Put it in whatever order.
thought I was already on the map.
Nope. Rivera can go up front.
No, it's fine. You guys.
No. Lana does not have to be near Ollie. You just
No.
weren't on the map.
It's
Go
fine.
ahead.
It's fine. No, it's fine. I'll be in the back.
No.
Okay. So, as all of you kind of move into the building and continue to hear just these little moments of skittering, seemingly from all over the place. All of you make a mystical for me.
Mystical. The thing that I am really known for.
Hmm.
Aha.
And all right. Same.
Damn. Iris is supposed to be the one that saves you here. Maritza is.
Yikes.
Maritza's a little witchy.
Okay, Maritza and Lana somehow.
Yeah. Lana is -1 to mystical.
We're starting off strong, y'all. Real strong. As all of you are entering into the building, Rivera, you still kind of feel the various pulls from around the building that you felt earlier walking around and entering into the rooms of your former teammates. And those ring out far stronger to you than anything else. Maritza, you have encountered an Eidolon now. And you kind of remember the sensation of being in that botanical garden with the plant. And the way that it made your skin crawl in this a very uncomfortable way. And you feel a similar kind of weight. It's not as strong, not as uncomfortable in the same way, but it's very similar, and it kind of brings you a moment of pause. Lana,
Something's not right here.
you also can kind of feel the presence of Eidolon ? It's not magical girl, it's off to you in a similar way to the magics that you're feeling in that cave system, those ruins that you're in.
Yep. Certified bad vibes.
Is there anything we can do aside from just be cautious?
I don't know. Try to just. Unfortunately, this character has no utility.
Why don't we go look at those runes?
Should we power
Maybe.
up?
That's a good idea.
Yep. a very good idea. Let's do that. That's a great idea.
It's morphin time.
Oh boy.
It's Morbin time.
Okay, all of you are transforming, is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like on one hand, this might trigger shit. On the other hand, it makes me feel safer. So
Ollie will probably not transform for the sake of not using or risking fire because he has what's his other thing? No, never mind. He doesn't have the anger trait.
Not yet.
He will not. Yeah, he will not use his guitar because it is a fire guitar.
So are you transforming or not then?
I will if I transform, I don't have to use my guitar, right? He can just
No.
transform and then okay. Then yeah.
Okay. So as all of you transform, immediately Rivera is the one closest to the door. You hear the skittering that was kind of little in a pause, a long couple minutes, and it's just constant now. And it seems to be, you're not quite sure if it's getting louder or more.
We should go deal with that.
Huh. Yeah. This did trigger shit. This happens in so many movies. Alright. Lead the way. We'll figure it out. And we'll just go to each room one by one. Fan out. Like, SWAT team, but like magical and better.
So we're gonna fan out in the hallway.
Juan just means like, okay, let's just take this room by room, figure out where the source of the sound is coming from, while also doing our investigation question mark. Let's just take this room by room, like a SWAT team, but better and cooler and prettier.
Ollie will go back to holding flashlight in offhand, bat in the other hand, and just kind of keep his head on a swivel.
Go with him if you want to live.
Okay. Where are we going? What are we doing, people?
I don't know. Where are we going?
I just fucking
You
said
wanted to be in the lead.
Rivera. You wanted.
No, I was gonna be in the back.
This is why you're not. No, Ollie's going in front then, because if you're not gonna make decisions
Yeah,
and lead
like-
and be a tank, we're going in front of you.
Lana already said, okay, let's take this room by room. Pick a room.
Well, Marita and Ollie push through the double doors.
So you push through the double doors, and you realize that kind of the further you're getting into the asylum, especially in these center areas, that it is dark. Half these windows are boarded up on the first floor because the windows have been busted out, and the skittering just seems to be from all over as soon as you enter into the building proper and out of the front area. And not only is there skittering, but you can hear sounds like actual more weight up above somewhere. Things moving.
So is the skittering so frequent and so loud that it sounds almost like it's constantly happening, or is it we
Yes.
just hear like every? Okay, so we are like in an anthill almost.
Yes.
Yeah, it went once we transformed. It went from here and there to constant. Is what I think happened.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And it is essentially pitch black in that center room that you're in the hallways, the
Hey, Ollie,
rooms,
got a light?
the rooms up like this, the back half of the rooms are all like pitch black.
I can project light, so I can do that.
We also all have flashlights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you know what modern day has? Glow sticks.
Oh my god.
are okay? You're right.
See, Lana from her fucking backpack just fucking pull out just glow stick, crack it, and then launch it. Just light up the rooms. That
Sure.
just toss it in the center of the big room, like right here. Because we have our flashlights. That's like a beam. Glow sticks offer area.
Rivera also has fairy fire that she can just light up a room with.
Oh, is it? I thought it was just like.
Can it move?
No, it would make sense that it would be actual light. I thought it was just like magic detection.
Double.
Very.
It
Is
is.
it, like-
Hold on, let me read what I wrote and double check that I'm not making something up here.
It'd be baller if she could do that.
Because are you coming? Are you using the thing I gave you, or are you using another one of your abilities?
The thing you gave me, the fairy fire.
You can see naturally in the dark and at night with no restrictions, as if a light was shining outward from you.
Okay.
You can
Well,
see.
I can see perfectly. I don't know what the big deal is.
You know what? This is why Lana brought fucking glow sticks.
Why is the lantern lights too?
Oh
The
yeah, but these ones
lantern-type
are
flashlights.
yeah, but like these are green and blue and pink actually.
As you launch this glow stick into the center of the room, only remember there's busted furniture and bits of construction material all around. As you launch it into the center of the room, you see what you're pretty certain to be some small shapes run from the glow sticks and back into the shadows behind and amongst the furniture.
Okay, I kind of regret that, but they're not attacking right now, so let's just see how far we can get before we have to deal with that. I'm never gonna unsee that. Okay.
Ollie will he's looking in the direction that those things either skittered away from or where they skittered to, and he will, without looking at Lana, will say, "You want to ignore them? I'll just scoot by. Where do you want to get to?"
To look around and actually fully investigate everything that we weren't able to. And I feel like if we start a fight here, more and more are going to start coming, and probably some bigger things are going to start coming. So I'd rather see how much we could get without starting an all-out fight. Because, eventually we're going to have a fight. I'd rather just see how much we can get before that happens. Because, what if in the fight we destroy stuff we're trying to find? Or anything along those lines.
And they haven't bothered us yet, and
So to the
they
sigil?
seem to be afraid of the light too. So
Yeah,
is that on our side?
they seem neutral, or not strong enough to bother us at the moment. I'd rather keep it like that for at least a few more minutes.
Well, Ollie will shrug and nod and go along with it. Seems reasonable for now.
Plus, pats Rivera on the shoulder. Plus, like, we have, like, the most lightest of flashlights with us if things go wrong, so we'll be fine.
I can see in the dark, so.
Is that why you haven't made light?
Mm-hmm.
You know
What,
what? Okay,
can
I
you
have
guys see that?
flashlights. No, we
Wait.
can't see in the dark, Rivera.
No, wait,
Humans.
If magic makes him all, and he does like a little finger wiggle, you think making a big old magic light's gonna tip him off?
You're right. You know what? We'll just take the glow sticks. I have, like, a party pack. I have green, blue, and pink.
Ollie is like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. We'll use glow sticks. And why did you buy so many colors? Just shakes his head.
I like these colors.
Marissa's probably right, though. We should get that sigil.
Yep. So, let's see what's left of it. And if anything's changed from when it got, melted.
Alright, so you guys are heading down the hallway. No, ma'am. No, ma'ams.
What? Here? How far did they get?
You can follow Piper, because I'm having to retreat Piper. You guys head down the hallway, following pretty much one after another. These are tight old hallways from, old building, old architecture. And the skittering seems to be continuing behind you, and you hear it in the rooms that you're passing. And as you turn towards the wing where the patients were kept, Rivera, you hear it skittering in there, but there's more the shuffle of feet. And it seems to be coming from the room that you're heading towards.
So we're all, if we need to make an array, because the hallway here is kind of narrow, Ollie is going to be in the back watching the rear.
Okay.
There's somebody up ahead.
What? How the fuck is there
Is
someone
this is this a chance where we could like listen closer to try to investigate, like the glimpse of the truth?
If you would like to try, yes, you can.
I would like to try.
Glimpse the truth?
It's a
Yeah.
roll. Look at the cheat sheet.
Oh.
You need to open that again.
Mm-hmm. When you
And I had
investigate
a-
a situation or a place.
I have a thing when I get a 6 or less. I have a deep connection to how people work and understand their wants. I can always ask what do they desire when making a glimpse of the truth check, even on a 6 or less.
I will
But we're
say
not
that,
gonna be around.
yeah, that would apply if you're dealing with a person. Like, like talking to a person and you're rolling Glimpse of Truth. Since this is more of a perception check that you're trying to use Glimpse of Truth for, it will not apply.
And I uncover a dark truth about myself, the situation, or another character.
Oh.
So,
Oh shit.
dark truth about yourself, the situation, or another character. Alright. So you try really hard to kind of listen and figure out what's happening in this other room as Rivera warns you, and you're kind of poking your head through the doorway right behind her and steering towards the doorway to this other room. When you hear the shuffling that she heard, but a moment later, your vision kind of wavers and blurs like you're looking through a heat fog, and you see shadows moving around people. And it looks almost like just the people that would be moving in the asylum if it was up and running. You don't get any definition, you don't see any faces or any clothes, just silhouettes. And then, as you kind of like scan the room, you look up. There's a silhouette on the ceiling.
Mm.
And it disappears. And your vision goes back to normal.
Shakes head a little bit.
Are you okay?
I just saw something on the ceiling.
What's
Vera
up?
looks up.
Very just like, oh, I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? Cracks glow stick.
Yeah. So you guys look up and you don't see anything. Even when you look up again, Maritza, it's just the standard questionable ceiling of the asylum that you walked through. Alright.
I don't like this.
And you crack a glow stick, Lana, just to hold?
Yeah,
Okay.
just very much the like, oh fuck, I don't want to look up. Fuck. Cracks glow stick, looks up.
And as all of you are kind of like whispering back and forth and bunching around this door, Rivera and Maritza, because the two of you are the closest, the shuffling of like feet stops, and then you just hear scraping sounds, like something scraping against stone.
I'm gonna create a hard blade shield in front of the door. Front of the doorway.
Okay. So you create the hard blade shield, and almost immediately you hear a screeching inside, and you like feel in your magic something just throw itself against the shield.
I caught a live one.
And as the screeching starts up, the rest of you out in the hallway hear the skittering get a little bit more intense and start to venture closer.
Yeet glow stick. Lana yeets it like a fucking grenade.
Which direction are you eating it?
Towards the skittering that's getting closer.
Oh, it's all around you, hun.
I have more glow sticks.
I'm gonna turn on a flashlight, like one of those lantern flashlights,
Yeah.
so we at least have light around us.
Oh yeah. Drops glow stick here, throws one over there, throws another one over there. It's like, gotta be able to fucking see this shit.
As you yeet the glow sticks either direction down the hallway, and Roz, you turn your lantern. You can see just at the very edges, like they were trying to almost bum rush you, but got turned away by the light. A couple of those skittering books that Ollie encountered. And on the walls themselves, skittering along them, scorpions.
I think we should withdraw for now. Attacking at night is not a good idea.
We're kind of surrounded.
I mean, we could just start leaving. What's the play?
Okay,
Lana,
so-
make a call.
Yeah,
I
see, what is the
say
situation
we
exactly?
should- Yeah.
Yeah, so the situation is there's something in the room here that's throwing itself against Rivera's shield.
Mm-hmm.
There are little fucking whatever the fucks.
Mm-hmm. You
Uh,
you guys have the comparison that Iris made in Discord to Phasmophobia is very accurate. You guys have entered into a anthill. At the moment, they are essentially seeming to take notice of you as you do things that stir them up. They like when you're walking by, when you turn on your magic, they all sensed it and started moving. As you're walking by, they're kind of staying out of your way, at least the scorpions in the books. However, the loud screeching of this creature, whatever it is, that Rivera has trapped, seem to set them all off. And they're heading in your direction.
How about we get into this room and close the door? So we're all in this like bigger area. Yeah,
Which
to deal with
room? The
this one right
hallway?
here. No.
In
The one where
the wing, however, there is... You're not 100% sure where all of the skittering is because it sounds all the way around you.
okay.
You've seen the ones on either end of the hallway coming in your direction, but they kind of veer off when the glow sticks in the light is turned in their direction.
I say we come back closer to dawn.
yeah, but that risks. We don't know how early these people show up here.
Yeah.
That's a risk we might have to take, though.
And also, if we leave this place, they'll notice that. Oh wait, no, the lock wasn't tampered with, huh? So never
No.
mind on that. Okay.
I am confident that I can deal with people. These things, not so sure.
And
Well-
if worse comes to worse, and we have to show that we're magical girls to Mr. Doctor, then we get either somebody who's going to commit himself to an asylum, or we get a friend.
I also will remind you of something else that you need to be aware of and factor into decisions like this. Is you have seen the Eidolons affecting humans.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
we could come back in the day, and then these historian preservationist people could get bugged,
Turn on us.
hybridized, which is one
True.
thing.
Those are
Alternatively,
glorified.
showing them our powers, they could just not believe it and then like call the police and be like, "There's a bunch of violent, crazy teenagers, and I don't know what they're doing."
There's a bunch of cosplayers here.
Brave of you to assume the police can beat us.
I don't assume the police can beat us, but I assume that guns will be difficult to deal with, especially if there are multiple cops. Ollie will go down swinging, though. Have no fear. You don't have to convince him to fight
I think
cops.
we're thinking a little too far ahead for that.
Okay.
I don't think we should leave personally. I think we're already here and it would just kind of waste time.
Okay,
So you want to
then
stay in the dark, where I'm the only one that can see properly, while bugs and other creepy crawlies and probably giant scorpion.
This is my decision in a what happens if we do leave kind of thing and then come back. It's going to be a similar situation just with light.
But it'll be brighter, and everybody will have a higher range of vision.
You gotta also remember, what Rivera and Maritza heard from that room was scraping, like hard scraping, and the shield made it screech. There's something fucking with the sigil.
Yep.
Yeah.
we should probably.
And we still
Yeah.
don't know what the sigils do, but if they don't like the sigil and they are trying to break the sigil, which Ollie started to break because he didn't know what it did either. We can like
maybe we
I'll
need to
defer to
make
the
more
I'll
sigils.
defer to
Well,
the
how
group
about-
judgment.
Well, the door is open besides the hard light shield. Why don't you go peek through it?
I thought it was
It's
closed.
light.
I thought you blocked it with the hard light shield.
Hard light is still light. You can see through it.
I thought there was a doorway, like a
I
door.
I was always imagining your hard light as being like a solid block of like glowing light that you cannot see through because
Oh.
your eyes just are not going to see through light.
Yeah, like a lightsaber is technically light as well.
Mhm.
Like the
Alright.
trails in Tron.
But also, I imagined that the door was like swinging outward.
Yeah.
So when you put your shield up, it stopped the door from swinging, like putting a chair up against it. except it was an entire wall.
Yeah, it also vibe checked it.
So
I say we stay, because if we go, that just gives them more time to do whatever the fuck they're doing here and could affect the civilians. And I have a feeling that they're going to be here in the daytime because they're nerds. They're passionate about this shit.
So I agree with Roz then. Everyone should pile into here and close this door.
I don't
Even
think
if,
closing the door is gonna do shit.
even if it's
good,
not
and we'll leave
much,
the door open.
I mean, even if it's not much, this gives us more room to work with. And I was just saying close the door so there's less likelihood of us getting surrounded.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And we have a way to just push through if we need to.
Mhm.
So it's like what's it called? Where when you shoot a gun, you want to try and find like a doorway or whatever.
The fatal funnel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a funnel, essentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my thought process.
Yeah. So we're all moving into this wing here,
Yes.
into this specific like area.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Ollie will be at the end of the group, rush in, grab the door handle, and swing it closed, or push it closed, whichever it is. Push or pull.
Okay.
It'd be convenient if it was pushed because then Ollie could lean up against it.
Trying to think of the layout. Yeah, it would be a push inward from the hallway. So
Cool.
Okay, cool. Lean up against the door. All cool.
The only problem that we would have now is there's the stairway up somewhere, which is another
that's
entrance.
I didn't realize that was a stairway. My bad.
mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
but like Ollie is still at the crux of them,
Mm-hmm.
so he could, in theory, probably body block it.
Yeah. And we have a light person. Ollie could turn on fire for more light. Lana has glow sticks, and in a pinch, lightning does create little bits of light, but not much, honestly.
This is true.
You wanna throw a
We
glow
all
stick
are pretty
down the hallway?
glowy.
Yeah, like Lana fucking rushes in. It's like, okay, we hunkering down here? Cool. Cracks like 2 glow sticks, yeets one down over here, keeps one like probably puts one on the stairwell.
So as you
Has anybody
slam the
tried
door
turning-
closed, you hear the skittering still coming after you as this creature continues to screech in the room, and you throw your back against the door, Ollie, and you kind of hear this scraping against it, and you see little legs coming underneath the door. I'm just gonna. There's no lights. Gonna go ahead and say that. And you see these little legs sticking out from under the door, trying to get inside, but it doesn't feel like you're having to do much effort to keep the door closed.
Okay. Well, that's good. Consider that a win.
Okay. Is it thing still screeching?
Yes, it's very pissed off.
Okay, who's that? You made a friend. Cool. What the fuck are they?
I don't know.
Does it like take an action to summon our weapons?
I mean, if you just want to summon a weapon right now because you're out of combat, it's fine.
Yeah, I would like to be holding my whip.
Yeah, I feel like it's time to draw out sword. So we kind of probably should get in there to see what it is and
Yeah,
to stop the screeching.
unfortunately.
So, Lana is going to just rip off like her little magic charm bracelet, and the little charm extends into sword in her hand, and she points it to the doorway. I say we figure out what that is and take care of it before it sets off the entire asylum.
Okay, I'll hold out my shield in front of me and I'll dispel the light wall.
as soon as the light wall disappears and the doorway is opened, you all see. If I actually did a token for this, I did. A little short creature that is hunched over, standing. The top of its hunch is nearly 3 feet tall. Purple skin and scraggly, almost blue-black hair all over it. And Ollie, you immediately recognize it as the thing that you saw and wanted to chase and disappeared. And it just comes bursting out of the door, still screeching, and you see its little claws on its hands poking out from underneath the kind of oily, dark hair. And it looks around for a second, and immediately seems to try and dart past Rivera.
Nope.
Create a shield on the other doorway.
Lana bop it with her taser sword.
You can try. Go ahead and roll.
Do I roll physical again?
Yes, that would be a physical
It's
attack.
It has been a while. Do I get a
This
plus
is not
one from
combat, so you've not entered into combat proper yet.
Yeah. Okay, so the quarterback, when you act first in an encounter, to +1 on your first action doesn't count then?
No.
Okay.
I have to move a copier back.
Alright.
Partial.
I believe that will let you actually bop it. So, you bop it to taser it, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Does it do any damage?
Yeah. I mean, I think by default it does, but it mostly stuns.
I need to know the
Hold on.
damage if it does
Yeah,
damage.
hold on. Yeah, 1 second. Hold on. Adds 1 damage and gives 1 damage to anything that attacks her. I have the forceful tag too. Okay, so I think the damage is the physical stat
Okay. What's your physical?
plus. Yeah, so I think her damage is 3 physical, +1 from static barrier,
Okay.
and she has the forceful tag. So could she try to bop it and then just push it back into the doorway that it came out from?
Sure. Do bopped it. Let me adjust this. Just 3 plus 1, 4 total.
Yeah, I think it's 4 total. And yeah, it's 1 damage to anything that attacks her, and +1 damage, and stun.
So it immediately moves to try and rush past Rivera, and you just smack it with your rapier, and you see the electricity immediately jump over it, and it just stumbles backward back into the room. And you just hear a little, like, the breath trying to leave it and screech more, but it can't quite make noise at the moment.
Well, I want to kill it.
It's like, hey, we're on a tour. You need to start talking.
And you say that, and it takes a minute for the electricity to die just enough to it starts to get its breath back, and it lets out what was before just a screech of kind of a pissed off, scared animal almost. It lets out a scream of a woman. And you hear doors slamming on the second floor.
This is why Lana shouldn't talk.
This is
Can
not
I
Lana's
try
fault.
to restrain it?
It's already stunned.
Oh. But how long will that...
It'll wear off in a second or two. But
Can we shut it up?
I mean, you gotta tell me how you're trying to shut it up.
Hit it. Just knock it out.
It's like I feel a little bad. You said to scream of like a regular woman.
Yes.
Blood curdling scream.
Yes.
Question.
Uh,
You said that the door Ollie's holding, he doesn't have to resist very hard to keep it shut, you said, right?
Yes.
So the scream happens, and then we can all hear the doors start slamming upstairs, right?
Yes.
Like the opening of a bunch of doors.
Yes.
Ollie's going to fucking leg it up these stairs and throw all of his weight against those doors to keep them closed.
Okay.
So Ollie is going to keep those shut. Are there...
I don't know how much it'll help, but Ross will lead against this one.
yeah, the little guys are on that door.
little guys? Ross can handle little guys.
Mm. Maritza, Rivera, what are you guys doing? Lana just bopped it and made things worse.
Well, the only thing I can do is tie it up.
Bop it again.
Yeah, fucking.
My bops don't do any damage, but I'll try to restrain it.
It's like, is anybody? Any of you have a way to shut it up? I can stop screaming.
No, I don't.
Okay. Well,
Cloth? Jacket? Anyone wearing a jacket?
we're in magical girl outfits.
It's just...
Okay, you know what?
Let's ignore that for a moment and look at the sigil. Because playing with the book isn't going to do anything.
It's not... We're trying to shut up the screaming thingy. Little...
So are you sticking your head through the door to look at the sigil?
Yeah.
Okay. So you poke your head around while they're trying to figure out what to do with this screaming that has not stopped. It's like it's not even really needing to breathe. It's just constant. You poke your head through and you see the sigil on the wall. And this was Ethel's room, I believe. And as your head passes the doorway, again, you feel that kind of cold, firm magic that was hers. And you see the sigil on the wall that was half charred away by Ollie. And the lower sections that he had not charred away have scratches on them. They look very similar to what you'd imagine scratches from this creature would cause.
Yep. They're clawing at the seal.
Well, we'd have to reinforce it then.
What element is this seal made out of?
Which one of your friends was it?
This was
Ethel,
Ethel.
right?
Yes.
What element did she use?
Metal.
I thought she was ice.
I'm going based off the picture.
The old picture does have the notes of what you have discovered about them.
Ah.
Yeah, Ethel's metal.
Ethel.
Oh, well then this is a job for me. I will
Okay.
be this then.
Okie doke. While Rivera is doing the seal, is there like an old fucking sheet Lana could use? Just fucking
A
okay.
pillow.
Yeah. It's like,
Pillow from the bed.
yeah. Just fucking shut the fuck up.
Not smothering it, but shoving the pillow into its mouth.
Yeah, because it doesn't need to breathe. Smothering's not gonna help. Must clog.
Roll me a 2d6 luck check.
Oh shit!
Roll me a clog check.
No.
No, you do not find.
All right then. Old-fashioned way, I guess. Once Rivera does the seal, Lana is doing this in the background.
What about
And-
some rope? Just stuffing its mouth with rope.
Just literally anything.
Why don't you just throw it
And-
in the bag? Throw it in your bag, Lana.
It's 3 feet tall.
As you start to enter into the room, Rivera, to try and deal with this sigil on the wall. Ollie, roll me a
Mhm.
physical.
Does this count as a clash at all?
Yes, it would.
So I do get a +1. So
Okay.
11.
Ooh. So as you're sitting there kind of bickering and arguing down the staircase with Lana and Maritza, and Rivera is on a mission, not talking to everybody else, you feel the very distinct and heavy thud of something large on the other side of this door. And you've positioned yourself and dug your heels in where even while you were not paying 100% attention, you were able to keep the door closed. But almost immediately, the door itself, which is a heavy metal door, feels almost chilled to the touch. And you kind of look over your shoulder at the little window that is in it, and you just see shadow on the other side.
Okay. Well, I know what I would need to do. First question.
Mm.
This door, does it have handles that I could, like, loop the baseball bat through? Kind of like bar the door with the baseball bat, or no? I was kind of imagining it to be like one of those, like, big bar push doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It would. Well, I think the bars actually would be developed after this, so there would be handles that you could try to do that with.
Okay, then Ollie is going to slide the bat awkwardly between the two handles so that he gets a little bit of leeway with if he happens to, like, falter for a second, and hopefully that will bolster just in case. And once the bat is stuck there, he is going to swing his keep his left elbow, his left shoulder shoved into the door and pressing against it, and turn his right hand out and open, and then bring his guitar out. And he is going to start heating up to combat the growing, freezing cold door.
Okay. This real fast.
Trying to fucking freeze me? I'll show you what you can fucking freeze.
And all of you would have heard that thud echoing down the staircase in angry Ollie noises.
Ollie grumbling against it, just in a very, like, I'll show you, you
And-
fucking whippersnapper.
Rivera, as you step into the room, fully to try and deal with this sigil, tell me exactly what you're trying to do here.
Push my magic through the sigil and try and reinforce it.
Okay. To walk over to the sigil and lay your hands on it to try and channel your magic into it a little bit. And It is strange at first. You can feel your magic rushing through you, rushing into the sigil, and it's like meeting like, meeting element that is the same but still slightly different. And as you do that, you can almost feel a presence watching over your shoulder. You kind of turn your head slightly, and out of the corner of your eye, you're almost certain that you see Ethel standing in the room, just watching you. And a moment later, you feel a something pushing back against your magic. And as you feel that, Ethel seems to disappear, but you do hear a voice that you recognize to be hers, whispering to you, but you can't quite make out what she's trying to say. I need you to roll me a mystical and an emotional.
Ooh.
Perfectly balanced.
As all things should be. And you, as you're pushing your magic into this sigil and feeling something else pushing against it, it feels almost like it's breaking away and not melding with the pre-existing magic. Something is just not meshing. And as you try to refocus and try desperately to renew this sigil to make it complete again, and it's just keeps breaking at the same spot over and over and over again, you feel a hand over yours even though you don't see any, and then the hand just curls in between your fingers to hold your hand, and you get a very quiet question that finally breaks through in Ethel's whispering. Are you strong enough yet?
Compared to you lot, probably not.
And there's a whispering kind of fades away for a moment, stops. And then you get another little bit of Ethel's voice coming through. You have to beat her. He'll show the way. And then the hand fades. I love the silence of confusion.
I don't know what to do. Brave of you to assume I have spent.
Okay.
Is this bitch still streaming?
So what are you trying to do to make the bitch stop screaming?
Knock her out now. I'm just like,
Kill her.
fuck it, there's no pillow. Knock
Bop
this
it.
bitch out.
Okay.
It's time to bop it.
Roll me another physical.
We're bopping it.
Bop it. It's another 4. And stun. Shut the fuck up!
As you hit it again, the screaming does stop for another moment, as it seems like, again, the wind gets knocked out of it by the electricity as it just covers this creature. And as you're watching it, the electricity that jumps over its skin almost makes it look translucent for a moment. And it seems to almost have issue holding a form, holding a physicality to it. And for the couple of seconds that it stops screaming, Ollie and Roz, the two of you feel that you don't have to lean quite as hard on the doors.
Oh,
But as soon as the electricity starts to fade
no.
again, you can see, Lana, that it starts to wind up again to start trying to scream once more.
Amy DC'd.
As soon as the hit connected, Amy says her connection died.
Oh no, Amy.
At least give Amy the chance to win. So just to make sure that I follow, bop it and
Popping.
yeah, bop it and keep bopping because it's gonna try to keep Waylon.
She hits it a third time. The rapier seems to connect and then go through it, and the creature just seems to evaporate. Just fade out.
Huh. Do we still hear skittering and shit?
It takes a few seconds, but slowly the skittering is still continuing, but Roz, you don't feel the pressing against the door, and you don't see any more of the legs swiping underneath the door frame.
Gross.
And Ollie, as you're leaning against the door at the top, you see the shadows. You're kind of peering through that window still. They've been moving the entire time. You can't see what it is, but you know there is something in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
The shadow itself is not normal. But as the wailing, screaming stops, and the skittering kind of slows just a little bit, you see the movement in the shadows start to fade. And then the chill on the door starts to fade. And then, almost out of nowhere, it seems like the shadows return to normal darkness. In a blink of an eye.
That's good, at least.
still like primed to throw his weight back on the door, but seeing the shadows have since receded, he'll step like kind of it has one of those little windows I can kind of see part way through.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like
He's just
the little windows you'd see in like a schoolroom door or something like that.
yeah, exactly. And so he's like gonna poke his eye so that he can see around through that window and just scan the room, see if there's any movement of any kind, and he'll keep watch there just in case, but he will let off the door and let off the heat because he's halfway expecting this to be either the creature receding or a rally as it backs up and tries to get like a running push or some shit. So he's just not going to expend energy, but not gonna leave the door alone. It's not guarded. It's not off guard. Amy,
Cool. Hi, I'm back.
hi. You did it. Keep bopping, and the
Okay.
problem has solved itself. Really.
I can get bopped. Okay. Did I miss anything with Rivera and the sigil? Now that the screaming has stopped and the doors are no longer being flooded?
No, because we
Just
swapped
about to
over
ask
to
about
you
that.
to let Piper have a moment.
Piper, have you found your spoons?
I still don't know what to do besides heal the thing,
So that's your only option.
Yeah,
right?
I assume it's gonna be like pump magic juice metal into it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it might be like, it might be a little sad, like when you override an old save.
Oh, you're gonna delete the memory of your friend because you have to overwrite her thing or whatever. Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh.
I hope that's not it. But I think that's your only option.
And
Unless
that's what
someone
I
else,
gotta do.
unless someone else has an idea of what she could do.
No, all that I would do in that situation, all that I would do is just keep pumping,
Yeah.
just pump those numbers up.
Mm-hmm. Them's rookie numbers.
Okay. Roll me a mystical with a +1, since you're just going to continue then.
Whatever that is, plus 1.
7 will get you a partial success.
Woo!
So as you continue to push magic into the store or into this sigil, and the feeling of Ethel behind you and beside you fades. Slowly you manage to start knitting your magic and her magic together until it starts to run together. And as you do that, you can see the sigil starting to grow again, following the paths that Ollie had charred away earlier. And as you do that, Ollie, roll me another physical.
10 if it is a clash, 9 otherwise.
Right. As you can kind of sense Rivera's magic going below you. As you keep your eye on this window and looking through it, you see the shadows begin to move. Because again, you're kind of looking through into another wing, like the one that we're on currently.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the shadows kind of seeming to coalesce on the edges, just barely out of view. And rather than crashing into the door, all of a sudden you hear scraping at the bottom and you see massive bony fingers curling up under the door, starting to pull.
Okay. I can't push on it. Can I?
Stop on the fingers.
Oh, that's a good plan, actually. Yeah. Resort to violence. Ollie is going to immediately pick up one of his big ass boots, which, while he is in super form, they have spikes on the toes, like steel-toed boots. Not that the spikes would be like in any way impacting his ability to stomp. It's just more threatening and excitingly cool for me. But he will pick up one of his big ass boots, and he's gonna try to stomp right smack on the finger joint.
Drew, did you say that because you saw me write it, or did I type the same time you said it?
I said it the same time you typed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so we both same thought. Stomp.
If I could do like a flaming just curb stomp on this thing's fingy.
Roll me another physical.
Oh!
Let's go.
It's in any other movie or game or roleplay, it's the creepy shadowy fingers reaching up and it just goes, "Oh no!" And all he's like, "Die! Die! Die! You've made yourself open to me."
You made your first mistake. You gave me your fingies.
As you see these fingers reaching out, and you realize each individual knuckle, each individual joint on these fingers, they're at least at minimum a foot long.
Ugh.
As they start to come up and wrap around the door. And you, on pure instinct, just lift a boot and crunch down on top of it. And I'm assuming repeatedly, as long as you
Yes.
see them.
I stomp on it much in the same way that you could all imagine me stomping on a spider that I saw.
That's what I imagined, yeah.
If I could set my own feet ablaze when I saw a spider and be in the same angle and position as Ollie is in relationship to the scary finger, there would be burned footprints on the floor.
As you just bring your boot crunching down onto these fingers, you see immediately one hand retract back under the door, and as you start to try and stomp on the next one, you begin to hear a whispering on the other side of the doorway. And you stomp and stomp and stomp, and every time you stomp one finger, that one kind of seems to try to shift away and move, but another one seems to grow a little bit longer and come out. And
Way too many fingers, man.
I want you to roll me a persona really fast.
I have a +1 to persona. Oh!
Hey, good. So, as you are stomping and hearing these whispers, first they're vague. You can't quite make them out. But then you hear words. You hear kind of disjointed, not quite making sense. Here, remember, you saw her. He died. Where were you?
saw her and he died, where were you? That if there's at all like a time where his stomping would falter, it would be when he hears all of those whispery words and starts to like think it might be related to him in some way and gets a little bit hesitant.
Mm.
But he's gonna try to just shake it off and continue like keeping the door shut.
All right.
Fuck
Another
off.
couple of seconds of furious flaming stomps, and the
You can hear this upstairs, like Ollie, like crunch, 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 die, die.
the fingers retreat, and the whispering stops.
Is there
Kind
anything
of
through the window?
angle to see through the window, and you see normal shadows as far as you can tell, and then the closing of a door.
Oh.
Roz, roll me a mystical.
Yes, ma'am.
You feel a shifting of energy in the asylum. Almost like you were all kind of centered at the core of a whirlwind. And the whirlwind seems to be moving? Not sure where, but it's shifting now. And Rivera, as you are trying to finish strengthening and redoing the sigil, right as you're reaching the final line that you have to draw, hand running along the wall, roll me an emotional. As you're finishing this last line, you're again kind of feel like Ethel's there, and you turn your eyes in the direction that you feel like she's in. And you see her older than you remember her. And you see on the other side of the room a dark-haired woman in a old-fashioned green dress. Hair neatly pulled back into a bun, and an apron hanging over the top of her dress that makes you think, okay, this is a nurse or a doctor of some sort. And Ethel does not seem to be particularly happy as she's looking at this woman, and this woman is just kind of smirking slightly at her. And you see her put down something on what you assume to have been a table or a desk that's no longer there, and walk out the door. And as she leaves the door, both figures just vanish and disappear. And the sigil seems to be complete.
Okay, what now?
Ollie leans off of the door and then gives one swift kick to the bottom of it, like he's kicking a car bumper, just like fuck off. And he'll walk downstairs.
Okay, is the seal done? Did you refurbish it?
I did the best I could.
Okay, well. What was that stomping?
Ollie just shrugs and just goes, so creepy and come up from underneath the door. He holds up his boot and you can see part of the boot and the sides of it are like just singed.
Okay. So, we have... Sorry, guys. Okay, so, Rivera, you did the thing, you fixed it. Do we head out or do we keep looking? Because I feel like now is our chance to keep looking if we want to.
Ollie, looks back at the door and looks down the stairs and just goes, well, if I can beat him with my feet, I figure we can just walk through this place without much of a worry.
I think whatever was up there might have moved on. I'm not completely sure though.
Like, left the building or went to, like, the bathroom?
I mean, I guess closer to the bathroom because I think it's still here. I feel it around us.
Okay.
But it's not here. And she's kind of like pointing towards the ground.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Should we check out the other seals to make sure they're not being fucked with? Or were they only fucking with this one because it was, like, already fucked with?
Ollie points to Lana as she says that and nods, just like that one. I like that idea.
Turns to Rivera and Maritza and Roz, so, like, what do?
Yeah, we're not done here. We need to take care of whatever's stalking these halls.
Should we also check out the other sigil?
Yeah, there's like 4 others.
I'd also like to just look at the sigil, see if anything rings a bell.
Well, we have the first one right here for you. Newly refurbished, courtesy of Rivera.
Yeah, I'll step into the room and see, just see if it rings any bells, especially from those weird ass visions I've been getting.
Hey, roll me a mystical.
Today is not my day.
Roz is going through a lot right now. She had a terrible, very cyberpunk-esque, stressful past like 36 hours.
Yeah, like, it's been a lot. So it makes sense.
Do you kind of look at this sigil? It does remind you vaguely of some things that you saw in the ruins, but you don't know what they mean. You don't even know really where they came from or what they belong to.
So, mental note that, and just rejoin the group.
Okay.
Nothing in particular.
Okay,
That
cool.
one.
I don't think I can take a picture of it. Magic doesn't like being on camera, which is kind of sad because I think it'd be really cool.
Could I potentially like draw it on a piece of paper? Maybe
Yeah, you can do that.
like on a notepad.
Yeah, I mean, I can't stop you from drawing things that you see on paper.
Like,
Hell
fair.
yeah.
Not gonna have some weird magical shit. Be like, yeah, no, you can't copy it.
In full clarity, I have done that in a Call of Cthulhu game where someone tried to draw something and it erased itself as they drew it.
Yeah. Bitch move. What you gotta do is you gotta have it sanity check when they look at it.
Oh, don't worry. There's enough of those.
Mhm.
But if everyone is like kind of corralled together. Okay. 1 second.
The suspense.
I know, you got our attention.
Got our attention to then be distracted.
I know. The fuck?
Not cool,
Sorry,
Joe.
no. Shh.
Mhm.
Shush.
Actually, no, we moved on. We moved on.
No, it's Ollie. Once everyone is kind of in the same area and having this conversation, Ollie will, like, hands in his pockets, say, "Oi, I was hearing something from one of those things." And he like nods to Raz. "I think it talked to me about something personal, hopping on some inner fucking demons or some shit. So," he shrugs, "guess be ready for that."
Okay, so who taught the demons psychological warfare?
I'm gonna go to the director's room. I'm gonna go there first.
Okay, yeah, lead the way. We have
We
that to
should
look
pick
out
up.
for.
We should pick up the glow sticks we've dropped, by the way, so we don't leave evidence we were here.
Director
Yep.
as in Mr. Wild or director as in Asylum?
Asylum director.
Okay, that's all the way up on the
Cool.
3rd floor, which you've not been to yet.
I was
Yep.
gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong, but if we go up to the 3rd floor from where we're at, like we go up to the 2nd and then over to the stairway to the 3rd, we'll pass another area where a sigil was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Collecting glow sticks. They're gonna think a rave.
Oh my! You know what?
I mean,
You
that's
know what?
believable.
I was gonna say I could totally see a bunch of like librarians coming into an abandoned historical facility, and then they're just like, "Why are there glow sticks everywhere?" And someone's like, "There's probably some fucking dipshit teens came in here and just did drugs." Like,
Very
I-
believable.
super on brand for some like dumbasses to walk in and be like, "Yeah, dude, let's do some MDMA." Come on.
Was this here previously?
Was what
What
here?
here?
The middle top. I
Yes.
just don't remember. Okay, I just don't remember
Well-
seeing that. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
That is something that is just like on this map when this map was made, but like the rest of the map was too useful for me. So I'm just like,
Okay.
ignore the giant ass ball. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's for. That's just a wall.
I
Okay.
didn't even notice it until this session. I was like, what's the metal meatball?
I'm like, is this some new Eidolon that I didn't notice
Meteor
earlier?
crashed
Like,
into the asylum, and then it just became a fixture of the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, no idea what it's supposed to be.
meatball.
oh, there are 2 bedrooms up here.
Okay, so we arrive collecting. Oh man, do we collect the glow sticks or not?
Not the ones that we can get on our way out. Like the
Yeah,
ones
yeah,
that
yeah.
we
Yeah.
are close by. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can.
Um,
That's easy enough.
Probably leave the ones right by the door then, just to make sure our escape is good. We can just get them on their way out. But yeah,
Yeah.
collecting the glow sticks, going up the stairs. Doobie doobie dooba doobie doobie dooba boop boop. Over here, right?
And
Yes.
Okay.
we're gonna be like here, and then
Cool.
Ollie, like at the top of the steps, will point down the hall. He has given up on the bat. He is just using his guitar now because after that thing showed up, he's like, you know what? No, we're not gonna fuck around anymore. I'm gonna hit it even harder because now it's fucking with me.
Yep.
Talking some shit about me not being there and it being my fault. Like,
Yeah, like
Ollie's now on a vengeance quest that he just got.
I'm gonna stomp on your other fucking fingers. Okay. Are you using the same marching order?
The hallway's a little wider here, so
Yeah.
we could spread out.
Because the tokens, I just think is Roz just hiding behind
Raza's hiding in the middle.
Yeah, like just as Claude, like in between everyone.
Need any healing? No, we're good. Okay, I'm just gonna stay here.
In between everyone, none of you move. We move as a unit. I want to be entirely surrounded.
Ollie will point with his guitar down the hallway and be like, "That goes on now that way, yeah."
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeet glow stick down the hallway over here.
As you make your way up to the second floor, skittering is still continuing. It seems to be a little less up here. And as you're walking by some of the rooms, you see that there's a little bit more light that is being let in because they did not want to board up the windows did not feel the need to board up the windows as firmly and as fully up here on the second floor. Some of them still are. There's little bits of light from outside trickling in. Not a lot because there's not any electric lights or anything around here on this property that are on. Just a little bit where you're able to see more of the outlines of things in the rooms. And as you head towards the next room, the next sigil, down the hall, Ollie, rolling an emotion.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be the one. Wow, an 8.
Better than you thought it was going to be.
Way better than I thought it was gonna be. Sheer luck.
As you're approaching this room further down, you feel kind of that kindred energy to your own. You feel almost like you're walking towards a heat source. None of the rest of you really feel this. And as you get close to the door, you're fairly certain that you see just a glimpse of a silhouette of a woman in the door. And she disappears back around behind it into the room.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I tuned out for half a second and then lost all track of who, like, kindred energy, and I saw. Did I see who I think I saw?
No.
Okay.
But you did see the silhouette of a woman.
Okay. And it went into. Can you use the little arrowy point for which room?
This is the one that you're heading towards. Sigil room.
Oh. Okay. Then cool. Ollie will, like, elbow the nearest person, who I guess would be Roz. Just bump Roz's elbow with his and be like, Oi, did you see that? And like nod his head towards that direction.
See what?
Look.
Tilt her head around him to look where he's pointing.
Think I saw some lady walking around here in the shadow. Not sure why. Like holds his guitar over his shoulder and like kind of rolls his neck a little bit or rolls his shoulder. Keep your eyes peeled. And if no one protests, Ollie will start heading in this direction.
Mhm.
Might as well walk behind him, I guess.
Yep, so Alana, let's go.
Nothing seems to stop you as you head towards that room.
Is there any sort of like progressively increased sense of the willies as we get closer?
Not in particular. You
Mhm.
do feel like the further and further you move closer and closer you move towards the room, the warmer and warmer it gets, to the point where the rest of you can start feeling it too.
Huh.
Didn't know there was
Here.
heating in here.
Oh shit. Which one? Whose room was this?
Dorothy's.
Dorothy. And was she the one who was tortured horribly? No. Can't remember. I need to look at my/your notes, Amy.
These are your notes.
Our notes, comrade. Let me see.
It's hot. High
Uh,
security. Keep patients who are a danger to themselves.
Dorothy. Okay. Well, Ollie vibes with this energy. He will walk up to the door and like get right next to it. And then he'll turn and like I gesture to Rivera because this is more her shit. Even though Ollie is like drawn to the warmth out of a sense of weird familiarity, it's not his teammate.
I mean, what's the element?
It doesn't say in the old photo, but it's probably fire.
Well, then that's your spiel, cowboy.
Yeah, but she's your homie.
Both of you go in.
Okay,
We'll both go in.
together.
It's just
We'll do it together.
Ollie's. Yeah,
I'll provide
Ollie's
the
like
framework. You pour your energy in.
yeah. It's just a matter of like Ollie's like you should be the one to like open the door and initiate because she's if there's any sort of remnant of her, she'll recognize you. Otherwise, Ollie's just warm guy.
Some punk.
Yeah.
So
Is there
Rivera and Ollie are going into the room?
yeah. Ollie for elemental support.
Yeah, I'll provide like the mold of the sigil repair, and then Ollie will channel through
If it needs to be repaired.
if it needs to be repaired at all.
Yeah, it probably
Repaired or like
shouldn't.
reinforced, maybe.
Yeah.
As
Top it off.
Give it a little paint job upgrade.
the two of you step into the room, it takes a moment before the kind of glow of the sigil lights up and you can see it glowing, very much looking like an ember on the wall. And as Ollie, you're coming in a second, as you pass through the threshold, immediately behind you, you feel a presence. You feel like a little hand on the center of your back pushing you forward hard enough to make you kind of stumble into Rivera in front of you, and the door slam, and then just laugh, like a laughter of a woman Not malicious, but just laughter.
The fuck? Is the door locked?
I don't know.
He's gonna grab, like, he's shoved in and the door slams. Immediately goes for the handle.
As you go for the handle, the laughter just picks up again, and Rivera, it sounds familiar to you. And you reach the handle, Ollie, and you start trying to, like, open the door, but then it's like, oh yeah, this is an asylum. It doesn't open from this side.
Oh. Oh, that tracks. Oh, shit. Ollie, like, going to try to open a door that's not supposed to be opened from the opposite side, and he's just like, fucking hell. Who the fuck? Open a door! Like,
Hey, who the
think it
fuck
was
closed the door?
what are you fucks closed it?
What?
No, we didn't.
No? I was about to walk in when the door just slammed in my face.
Why would I fucking slam it? Can't open a fucking door from this side.
It was most likely Dorothy,
What?
the person whose room this was.
She closed the door? Why?
She is a bit of a prankster.
Okay, so we all probably shouldn't be in the room? Because, well, can Lana open the door?
You try to open the door, and as your hand touches the handle and starts to, like, twist, you feel the handle start to get very hot very quickly.
Yep, there it is.
Ollie! What the fuck?
Fucking me, what the fuck?
You heat up the handle! How the fuck am
No,
I
you
supposed
fucking heat up the handle. Open the fucking door.
I should mention Dorothy was also fire elemental.
Oh, you.
Oh,
Ollie is
now
looking
you're-
at, like, yeah.
And you just hear the laughter again inside the room for Rivera and Ollie.
Okay, can I get, like, is it, like, a little, like, a lever handle? Or is it, like, a little, like, a twisty knob? Like,
I think it would be
Like,
lever
where is-
handle would be the what would be in an asylum.
okay. Lana's just gonna take, like, a broken, like, fucking chair leg and just use that to just, like, push the door and just, like, pull it. It's like, okay, fucking handle burns. That fucking hurt, by the way.
And
Just...
as you start trying to go find something to open this door to try and do that, kind of positioned in between and off to the side of Rivera and Ollie, you see the very faint, kind of blurred outline of a red-headed woman just appear and kind of look at the two of you and then disappear.
Disappears. Ollie immediately is like, oi! Fucking come back in and
Yeah,
open the
about
fucking door.
that in a second, and I grab Ollie's hand and I touch it to the seal.
Is it, like, lit up?
Mm-hmm. It lit up when you
Okay.
guys came into the room.
Okay. So his hands on the seal, Ollie, like, kind of focuses back in on it. Like, looks in random directions within the air of the room, like, kind of with a disgruntled gaze, like he's trying to spot where the invisible woman is at, because he wants to be upset at her. And then immediately turns back, or not immediately, and then turns back to the sigil and will start to apply heat. Heat up.
Okay,
You
roll
just-
me a mystical with a +1 because Rivera is helping you.
1,
That's
9.
a 10. That's a full success.
No, I added the +1 in the thing, so that is
Oh, okay.
exactly a 9.
Okay. So as you're being directed to kind of like push your magic into the sigil, you get much like Rivera experience, where you feel your magic entering and meeting something that is the same but different. Something that is a little out of place almost. And it takes a moment, but you feel at first another presence near you. And then you actually feel an arm slung over your shoulders in kind of a friendly gesture, even though you look around and you don't see anything. And there's not anything at first, but ever so slowly, you hear a whispering of a female voice. That first doesn't quite make sense. Roll me an emotional.
Uh, 6.
Mm, the whispering just continues for a moment and then pauses, almost like they're. You get the distinct impressions like, oh, you're not hearing me, you're not understanding me. Then the arm kind of tightens around your shoulders a little bit, like squeezes you, like almost like a side hug, and the whispering starts to get a little bit more intense and a little bit more like insistent. And you just get this very distinct single word of focus. And whispering, and then focus. Like she's trying to tell you something, but you're missing most of the message.
So, well, instinct is like distracted by the trying to figure out what she's saying, and then here's like the essence of basically focus, and he's like, "What do you think I'm trying to fucking do?" And turns back and starts trying to dump more energy into the seal. Try to fucking focus. Don't want me to focus. Take back and distract me.
As you start muttering and grumbling to yourself, the arm stays around your shoulders, but then you get the feeling of almost like a hand pressed on the center of your chest in kind of a steadying manner. Roll me one more emotional, see if we can get a little bit higher.
7.
A
I
little bit.
literally
Little-
got
little
one higher.
Oh, that's what the color is. I was like, why is your 6 blue? Because you rolled the highest and the lowest.
Yeah,
A
I
6
got
and a 1.
and then there's the
Perfectly
6
balanced.
and
And
a
it's
2.
2. As the hand kind of presses against your chest, and you're kind of like forced to stop grumbling for a moment. You hear the voice kind of a little bit clearer, and some of it's still a little garbled and mixed up. But you hear you have to something focus. You're the point. And then the whispering kind of starts to fade a little bit. And you feel the arms and the hand leave you. And Rivera, you get the sense of somebody immediately beside you, almost bumping shoulders with you. And I want you to roll me an emotional really fast. um, and you kind of like look out the side, like corner of your eye towards this presence, and you see the outline of Dorothy, and she looks bad. You're somebody that, where what impressions you have of the few memories that you've started to regain of her was always very much full of life and laughing and making fun of things and teasing. She looks like death. And she's watching Ollie, and then you see her head turn in your direction and look at you. And she just slowly shakes her head and reaches for your hand as closest to her, as if to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you let her?
Yeah.
She takes your hand, and almost immediately you feel the warmth of a fire user just race up your arm and flare to life beside you. And it's to the point that, Ollie, even if you look over your shoulder, you don't see anything, but you feel another heat source in the room. And she looks a little bit more alive, a little bit healthier for a moment. And she just tilts her head. And all you hear, Rivera, is, "This is the last time. You're not coming back."
Yeah, I've been told that before.
Just squeeze of the hand, and then she fades. And takes another moment or two. Feels like the sigil will not accept any more magic from you, Ollie.
Oh. Like, takes a step back. Is the room itself less warm?
Slightly.
You should be able to open the door now, Lana. Let's get out of here. Next place.
Open your door.
You open
Come
the
on.
door.
You guys okay?
Yeah. I mean, feel alright.
Rivera?
Yeah, we're fine. We can't hear you, Roz.
Were you guys able to reinforce the seal?
I
Yep.
think so.
Roz will peek her head in to see A, if it's a different symbol, and B, to write it down if it is.
It is a different symbol.
Drop space.
Okay.
I believe next on our Sigil World Tour was Roz.
Was what?
Was Roz's?
That one is downstairs.
Oh, so ours is downstairs. Also, next is Elizabeth.
I thought you wanted to go up to the director's room.
We do. Or I do.
Okay, so do we stay on this floor, whatever else is here, or do we go up to the third one and then go back down to the other one and then down to the other one?
there's another one on this floor, right?
Yep. So essentially, do we stay on this floor and then go up, or do we go up and then get this one on the way down?
I guess since we're doing the sigils, we might as well do them all, so we can go to the other one.
So second floor, or do we go up to the third one?
Well, we can get the one on this floor, right?
Okay.
I need 5 minutes really fast. I need to take some medicine.
Okay.
It's almost 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 5.
I mean, do we want to pause it and continue next time?
We're gonna be very busy in a couple minutes, so it might be a good idea.
Okay.
It's not gonna get here for a half hour. But yeah.
Oh, okay. So we have a half hour. I got.
Well, I'm starting to develop a headache.
Yeah, I say cut it for now. Save the energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good session.
Glad you're